Today on Forbes, how Crumbl devoured America. A pink promotional sign, filthy from standing outside the storefront in Midtown Manhattan, is shoved against a wall inside a cramped Crumbl bakery, where a crowd of grimacing customers squeeze against each other in a semblance of a line. For Crumbl, a line outside the door has been the norm since Jason McGowan, who is 44 years old, and Sawyer Hemsley, who is 33, opened the first location in Logan, Utah in 2017. Since then, the company, known for its oversized treats, most notably the 4.25-inch ultra-sugary cookies that are nearly 1,000 calories each, expanded to 1,071 franchised locations across the United States and Canada. In 2023, Crumbl earned $122 million of revenue from franchise royalties. The system-wide sales of all the franchises is just over $1 billion. McGowan, speaking to Forbes from Toronto, Canada, where he is meeting with the Jonas Brothers to discuss a brand partnership for an upcoming cookie lineup, says, quote, "My expectations were pretty low at the very beginning. We did everything backwards. We got the building first, then we got the equipment, all before we even had our recipe." But one thing they got right from the very start was viral marketing. After all, giant cookies make for amazing Instagram fodder. Crumbl has an impressive 9.8 million followers on TikTok, more than Starbucks, Dunkin', and Krispy Kreme combined. In total, more than 107 million TikTok videos mention Crumbl, several of which have clocked up hundreds of thousands of views. In January, reports emerged saying Crumbl was considering a sale that would value the company at $2 billion. But analysts believe that amount is just a sugar rush. John Gordon, a restaurant franchise specialist and founder of the San Diego-based Pacific Management Consulting Group, says, quote, "None of us in the franchise business believes it'll sell for that much." Another prominent franchise, Jersey Mike's, just sold to Blackstone in November for 2.2 times its system-wide sales. Using that rule of thumb, Crumbl would be worth $2 billion. However, analysts say that Crumbl would not trade at that multiple given that the chain may have already peaked. Average same-store sales, a key metric, tumbled from $1.8 million in 2022 to $1.2 million in 2023, the last year for which data is available. McGowan, who owns more than 50% of Crumbl, invested $68,000 of his savings to start the company, and since then the business has been self-funded. Hemsley owns most of the rest, and McGowan says one other person has just a few shares. McGowan, who dropped out of school after the 8th grade, came from Canada to the United States for the first time as a Mormon missionary. McGowan moved to Utah a few years after that in 2003, living on friends' floors for 6 months while he taught himself web development. Hemsley, McGowan's wife's cousin, had launched a clothing company shortly after starting college at Utah State University in 2015 and approached McGowan as an investor. The business failed soon after, while Hemsley was still in school. Neither McGowan nor Hemsley had any baking experience, but they were set on creating a cookie company. Hemsley says, quote, "We knew that Utah was very bakery-driven. It's the Mormon culture. We have our fair share of vices, but they're not necessarily drugs or alcohol. It's sugar and soda. We're used to sharing baked goods with our neighbors." McGowan and Hemsley decided to create one product, a chocolate chip cookie. They tested recipes in Hemsley's parents' kitchen, learning from YouTube tutorials and commercial and local bakers in Utah. Hemsley picked out the flagship store, a vacant crepe shop in Logan that was set to be demolished in 6 months. They tested their early recipes on friends and family. Most were failures. Eventually, in September 2017, the pair developed their signature giant milk chocolate chip cookie. Before opening the first store, Hemsley promoted it on social media, particularly Crumbl's social media-friendly pink boxes. For full coverage, check out Simone Melvin's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.